that was mysterious. I didn't really think that that Meliodas' situation were like that. But it's actually good to know that even though Meliodas have indeed become worse than he was before, he's still retaining a little bit of the fear that he doesn't want to become like that. But he apparently has no choice, he says. Hi for those who are watching. The Angry Anime found a despair reviewer to bringing you chapter 196 of Nanatsu no Taizai. The beginning of the chapter is just disgusting. We for the first time openly at least see Hawk take a crap. And then, well, he reunites with Elizabeth. That is kind of heartwarming. To actually, to hug a talking pig like that is actually kind of cute. And of course, Hawk is crying that his mama is dead, or at least that's what we all presumed. After all, who wouldn't be dead after being hit by a 56 combo made by a 10 commandment? But then again, Hawk survived, so maybe did she. And yes, it turned out that Mama Hawk did indeed survive. I have some thinking though that maybe Elizabeth healed her, and that is what saved her. Elsewhere, Merlin reunites with Escanor, who is starting to revert back into his timid form while still retaining muscles. The dawn is going near. As he's glad that Merlin overcame the commandment because that's just how she is. He also wonders why this battle should be over. Why isn't everybody happy? And indeed, Bun stares at Meliodas. Actually, we don't see his face, but the face Bun makes actually creates some change in Meliodas. As he's saying he does have something to get off his chest, he nudges Meliodas' shoulder and saying, "I'm glad my partner in crime hadn't kicked the butt yet. We'll celebrate later with drinks." And finally we get some answers. And once again I'm not beginning to trust Merlin. Because if she is indeed who she has said she has been, it's confirmed she is indeed who she said she was. Although we do not yet know who that person is. Merlin actually knew everything. She knew that Meliodas was the son of the Demon King. Moreover, she also knows that Meliodas will always resurrect after dying. However, it turns out that we misunderstood the curse that the Demon King cursed him with. We thought he couldn't die and then he was complete immortal. Turn out there is a side effect. And we saw the Demon King confronting Meliodas, saying he's gonna eat his emotions and growing in strength. Well, turns out that every single time Meliodas do die, his emotions will get eaten or devoured. And with that, the humanity that he somehow managed to get will disappear, and he will eventually become just that vile and terrifying demon he was in existence, the unstoppable demon and the true leader of the Ten Commandments, the so-called real successor of the Demon King throne. But Merlin is most troublesome with the fact that even though Fraudin paid a lot of death he was the cause of many different things in life, of the tragedy. To perish in that way was not good. After that, many holy knights, or at least four of the most known, are paid to pay their respect. They turn out that the fat guy Marmas died. The Azure Sky can only cry for their comrades Dogart and Denzel, who somehow actually got his upper body back after he was killed. Strangely enough, I don't recall this, but sadly enough, Gustav also died. He tried to save his sister, but he died. And Jericho can only cry because, well, she and her brother, even though they did care for each other, they still always argued, and that's sad. Hendrickson and Dreyfus are also there, but of course the girl of the Azure Sky cannot like the fact that they're here and throws rocks at them. But Hauser defends them. I gotta say, again, I've grown to like Hauser very much. He seems to be the true heart and the true knight of the Free Misfits. Do not know why Grimhor became a child, but I never liked him much as an adult anyway. And, well, Gil, he was too obsessed with other things. So I like Hauser. That's exactly why I have a very big feeling that Hauser is gonna be the first to die. I hope he doesn't, but I have a very big fear he will. And the king, although he is very ashamed that he couldn't do anything in these moments, just asks for everyone for a moment a piece of silence. Because soon they must unite and all face off against the terrifying demons. Is that a hint that he wants to unite all the different races? I mean, how many of the commandments are dead now? No idea. Fraudrin is the only one who is confirmed to die, and the Lordo, or Grey Road, or whatever she was called, is sealed by Merlin. Therefore, two commandments are out of commission, although Fraudrin never had the commandment power. And then the power levels of the other two, Moonspeed, together with Seldris and Estarosa, were also said to have died. I mean, I've at least vanished, but I doubt they are gone. We still haven't heard what Moonspier's commandment was, or exactly what his Trickstar ability would give. Moreover, we haven't even seen Seldris' ability yet. At the evening, Meliodas finds some liquor and some bad meat and decides to cook it even though it's bad, and it's joined by Elizabeth, who strangely enough begins now to call him Meliodas, not Meliodas Sama. Is it because she has recovered her original emotions? For she, and even though she cannot, even though Meliodas' food is very bad, for her it's eating that is just shows a very eating that reminds her of very deep compassion and empathy. However, in the end, something very strange happened. Meliodas recalls the face he saw Bang giving him, apparently a face of someone uh, who was not saying, "I'm happy you are alive." Meliodas appears to have always had an ability to read emotions, or at least can guess what people think, maybe because he has lived for so long. But no, he couldn't read that. And he's also apparently in debate, because even though Meliodas' emotions are being devoured, and he's saying how much good he felt having killed Fraudin and avenged Liz's death, suddenly the sin of wrath begins to cry. That is very out of character for him, saying that he's actually terrifying of turning back into that horrifying person he once was, but saying if he doesn't turn back into that guy, he won't be able to save Elizabeth. Does that mean that even though he will lose his sanity and his empathy, he will always care for Elizabeth? I don't think it's going to be that easy. And then Elizabeth hugs him as saying that even though who your enemy is, I will always be here. I'll never leave your side. For some strange reason, that actually pissed me off. I mean, I don't like the fact that Elizabeth is a willingly satellite character to Meliodas. I know it makes sense on why she is like that. I just don't like that she is. And while it is heartwarming that Elizabeth saying she will never leave Meliodas' side, it also once again hints the exact same thing that the Druid girl said. If Elizabeth dies, then Meliodas will consume the entire world and Britannia. Because for Elizabeth is Meliodas basically only reason to live and the only thing he truly cares about. He hides his emotions, and even though he has been resurrected into a more twisted person and when he fights, he still holds very deep love for Elizabeth. But I have a feeling that love has now become even more obsessing, and that is not gonna help the case of the good guys. That is exactly why I don't like the fact that Elizabeth is so willing to become like this, such a satellite character. I am dependent on you. You need to live too, or stuff like that. I mean, I so wish we were gonna see exactly who the Thirst Elizabeth was and why she always is like that. But one day I actually wish Elizabeth says that I will always be by your side, but you need also to change. Who knows? But all in all, this was just a chapter of emotion, nothing more. But the next chapter is called uh, Answers. Is there finally gonna be some answers on Meliodas' question or other thing? Where happened to the last two commandments? Who knows? Moreover, where is Gother? So there could be many different answers. The answer I want to know is who the hell was the first Elizabeth? I mean the angel Elizabeth. Moreover, and who the hell and how the hell did Meliodas even get emotions in the first place? Give me your thoughts if you have any.